Hi, this is a message to Caroline Lucas. I saw that my demands were mentioned in your article in The Guardian, where you look forward to a future where being trans doesn't matter. Being trans doesn't matter, Caroline. The only time being trans matters is when parties like the Green Party conflate trans rights with the rights of paedophiles to access children and actively facilitate safeguarding for children being undermined in the name of trans rights. That threatens trans rights forever, by the way. You look forward to a future where genitals don't matter. Well, so do I, because that's one where sexual violence and violence against women doesn't define women's lives. And that's one where 10-year-old girls are not raped and tortured because an adult male can't, is demonstrating, she didn't do anything. Now, what you appear not to understand, Caroline, is that we live in a country where we have mature safeguarding structures that you're supposed to be aware of. You had a paedophile knocking at doors. You had a crime scene as your address. You actively facilitated attempts to undermine safeguarding. Amy Challoner, the problem is not that Amy is trans at all. The problem is that Amy is a very, very vulnerable young person that you elevated as an object without listening to a word that he said. You then actively facilitated Amy and his father, the one who actually raped and tortured a 10-year-old girl, when they generated a tool that targeted 50,000 women on the internet. Funny, TERF Locker only targeted women. Something to do with our genitals, maybe, even though nobody saw them. The response you have just written in The Guardian is just beyond staggering. I do not know what is actually wrong with you, personally, as a human being, that you could write that in the face of this, except I do. It's because you cannot reflect on responsibility, you cannot reflect on the limitations of your perspective, you cannot reflect on the actions of the Green Party in facilitating not only industrialised abuse of women, but in allowing an actual predatory paedophile to use his vulnerable son to pressure the government to get rid of safeguarding for the nation's children. Try again, Caroline, because the only thing that your article today in The Guardian has demonstrated is that you, as a person, have very, very serious deficiencies. You appear to be not very bright, Caroline. Either that or you're one of life's innocents. But that statement is fucking appalling. It marks you out as a really questionable human being, and I suggest you try again.